Hi guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Monix TV. I trust you're all doing very well. To everyone who has subscribed to my channel, I just want to say a big thank you to you for 43 subscribers. Thank you all, thank you very much. And to those who are new, you're just seeing me for the very first time, my name is Moyosore. I love to be addressed as Mo or Monix. Yeah, those are my names, my nicknames. And yeah, I talk about everything that has to do with life. I don't have any restrictions. I talk about everything that has to do with life. I share fun stuff once in a while, but mostly I talk about critical life issues. So welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about a very important topic: how to start believing in yourself. How to start believing in yourself. So my intention today is to discuss 3 key steps that we can take to start believing in ourselves. But before I dive into the 3 key steps, let me just give us a background to the topic. So a lot of us have problems believing in ourselves, not because we were born that way, but because of our previous experiences in life. I will give 3 instances. So the first instance is that some of us stopped believing in ourselves, or we have problems believing in ourselves because of our experiences with our parents. So I would say that I am aware that some parents would typically compare their children with other people's children. You know, all those saying about, oh, you're not good like Funke, you're not good like Esther, you're not good like Dio. You know, those kind of experiences as a child has a way of affecting how you see yourself, how you see yourself around people. And then sometimes, you know, you just keep comparing yourself unconsciously with people because of your experiences as a child. So that is one area where parents need to be very careful, especially young parents who are raising children now. You need to know, and to know better not to make the same mistakes as some of our parents made while they were raising us as children. So that is one. Then the second one is your experience in toxic places of work. If you have ever worked in a toxic environment, oh Lord, I just hope you're able to get out of that trauma. So a lot of bosses in toxic environments would tell you outrightly to your face that you're not good enough, you don't write well, you don't speak well, you don't dress well, rather than give you constructive criticism. You know, there's a way you criticize people's work constructively. Some don't know how to do that, so they will just say it however it comes to them. You're not good, you're not this, you're not that. So if you have ever worked in those kind of environments, you might have troubles believing in yourself and your capacity or your capabilities. So the other point is that when you're surrounded by friends who are always watering down your achievements, watering down good things that you do or good things that come to you, there's a high chance for you to have a problem believing in yourself. So if you are having problems believing in yourself, not as a result of any of these 3 points that I just mentioned, it could be as a result of something else you experienced as a child or as a teenager. It could be anything. Regardless of whatever that thing may be, the good news today is that we can always walk ourselves out of those situations. We can walk ourselves out of those trauma and then begin to take steps to believe in ourselves. And now let me go into the key steps we can take to start believing in ourselves. The first point is that begin to take baby steps to do those positive things that make you uncomfortable. Begin to take baby steps to do those positive things that make you uncomfortable. So there are some things that we find uncomfortable to do. For instance, some of us find it uncomfortable to speak publicly. We are afraid of public speaking. We don't ever want to be invited to public gatherings to come share our thoughts and ideas. We don't even want to do that at all. We find it uncomfortable. Some of us, we are writers. We love to write. You know, we love to give ideas in written form, but we are so afraid to put out whatever it is that we have written out there because we are afraid that people will say that our write-up or our articles or our books are bad, they are horrible. So we do not believe in ourselves, and we don't even want people to know that we write at all. Thirdly, if you're someone who is creative, God has given you a creative mindset, you are good at creating things, but everything that you have ever created, you only keep those things to yourself. You don't even want the world to know that you are creative in this area or aspect. Guys, We need to stop hiding ourselves. We need to stop hiding our capabilities. We need to begin to do those things that make us uncomfortable. So if you are one who is afraid of public speaking, I tell you, try your best to create an avenue for yourself to begin to speak publicly. And here I will use myself as an example. For those who don't know, I am a lawyer. And of course, you know, as a lawyer, it's either you go to court, you speak in front of the judge or a magistrate or whoever is presiding in the court. You have to appear in their presence and speak. And of course, when you are there to speak, there might be other lawyers, there might be other people out there, you know, listening to what you have to say. So you have to talk, you have to speak, and you have to speak logically as a lawyer. Or if you're a solicitor, yours is not to go to court, but yours is to sit with clients, to attend clients' meeting, to negotiate contracts, to negotiate deals. You definitely have to talk. So if you are a lawyer, whether going to court or sitting with clients, you have to be out there. You have to be able to speak publicly. So if you are struggling, you know, to speak publicly, so I was very shy. I was so worried about how my career would pan out because I was shy. And then what I told myself one day was that, Mo, for you to be an amazing lawyer, for you to be a successful lawyer, you need to begin to speak publicly. And what did I do? I opened my YouTube channel. Many people don't know this, but now you know. I had to open a YouTube channel. I started this channel such that I would just put myself in front of my camera, begin to speak, talk about situations, critical life issues, and share my opinion and share my ideas with people. That way, I began to get myself to do that which was uncomfortable for me. What was uncomfortable for me was speaking publicly, but with my YouTube channel, I forced myself to start speaking publicly. Now, people hear me talk. People hear me speak. I speak to the world, you know? So that was a step that I deliberately took to get myself out of my comfort zone. I brought myself out of that. I took baby steps by opening a YouTube channel. And today, trust me, if anybody invites me to come speak at a gathering, I will be glad to go. And I will speak everything that the Holy Spirit has put in my mouth to speak, and I will do it confidently and comfortably. So that is a good example of getting yourself to begin to do those positive things that make you uncomfortable. If yours is to write, if yours is to be creative, begin to take baby steps to start putting your content out there. Begin to take baby steps to put your writings, your articles, your write-ups. Begin to take baby steps to put those things out there for the world to see. So you can utilize your WhatsApp status, you can utilize your Instagram page, you can utilize your Facebook page, you can utilize your LinkedIn. If it's just to put one thing out per week, even if it's just a sentence, write one sentence about something you fancy, something that you really care about. If you care about climate, if you care about gender, if you care about books, if you care about paintings, artworks, whatever it is you care about, begin to write at least maybe one sentence on your social media platforms, maybe once a week or twice a week, or even if it's just once a month. Just begin to take that baby step to get yourself, to get your ideas known to people. And do not worry about criticisms. People will criticize you. It is part of life. They will criticize you, but yours is just to take those baby steps to begin to put yourself out there so that people can know what you're capable of, what you can do, and that way opportunities will begin to open up for you. Yes, opportunities will begin to open up for you, and gradually you will begin to start believing in yourself and what you can do as a person. So let me move on to the second step. So the second step is that if you are one of those people who wait for people to validate the work of your hands before you are comfortable sharing, you need to stop today. You need to stop that today. And I will give you an example. So if you are a writer and you write articles, you know, but those articles have never made it out of your laptop, you constantly wait for people to read for you, to read through it and tell you, oh, this is good, before you're able to share. You need to stop. Because If you don't stop, your work will never get out of your laptop. Your work will never get out there. So if you refuse to share with the world until someone validates it for you, the problem you're creating for yourself is that you'll be dependent on people. You constantly need to depend on people to tell you that, well, your work is good before you put it out there. So the problem is that when you don't have people to help you read through your work, when you don't have people to look at it and say this is good enough, you can post it, you can share, that means your work will never get out there. So for instance, if if God's plan for you has been to put about 100 papers out there in a year, and then you are waiting for somebody to come help you validate it, and you don't find people to come help you validate it, and then you only find people to help you validate just 2, so that means you will only have 2 achievements out of 100. God ordinarily wants you to have 100 out there, but you limit yourself to 2 because you are waiting for someone to help you validate your work. So you need to stop. It will be uncomfortable. I know. I have been there. I have been there. It will be uncomfortable, but you just have to start. You just have to start, and you'll be surprised. The first one you put out there, people might come and tell you, oh, thank you for putting this out. This helped me. This changed my life. This helped me to do whatever. This has improved my life. You know, people will come back to you with testimonies. They will come back to you with testimonies just because they read your article online. So just start. Do not wait for people. It will be hard. I know it's tough. I know you are shy. I know you are uncomfortable. I know, but please stop waiting for people to validate your work before you become comfortable, you know, about your work, before you talk to people about your work. Stop waiting for people to validate your work for you. Start validating it yourself. If you know that something is not good about the work you want to put out there, take your time, relax, reread, go through it, read it over and over, and then when you're tired of reviewing and your eyes begin to ache, put it out there. Yours is just to put it out there. Put it out there and let people come back to tell you their views. But do not wait for people to tell you their views before you put it out there. That's that. And then I'm not saying that you shouldn't put your work out there for reviews. It's a different thing for you to put your work out there for reviews. That is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So what I'm talking about is, don't constantly wait for people to validate your work before you put your work out there. You know, I understand the place of reviews. I understand the place of giving your work to professionals to review before you put it out there. But what I'm talking about is all those, you know, idea of not believing in the work of your hands before you put your work out there. The third step that we need to start taking in order for us to be able to believe in ourselves is we need to begin to act out what we want others to see about us. Begin to act it out. How you want people to see you, begin to speak it out. Begin to talk about yourself that way. So for instance, you want people to see you as a successful person, and I'm not talking in terms of money now. You want people to see that you are a successful writer, you are a successful public speaker. You need to begin to speak about yourself in that light. So for instance, if you are a successful writer, you know you write very well, and you know that whatever it is that you write, once you put it out there, people are going to love it, people will appreciate it. Begin to talk about yourself as one who is successful. Begin to introduce yourself as one who is successful. So I always tell my friends that one thing about me is that on my social media platforms, I will call myself positive names. I will call myself beautiful because I am beautiful. I will call myself successful because I am successful. I will call myself strong and bold because I am strong, because I am bold. That is how I want people to see me. That is the image I want to project to people, and that is how I want to be regarded in the society. I don't want to be that person who will constantly say, nothing is working, I'm not strong, I'm weak. You are constantly putting yourself down. If you're that person who always says negative things about yourself, that is the image you will be projecting to the world, and that is how people will see you. That is what people will say about you. So if you have that mindset, that negative mindset about yourself, you never see anything good about your life, there's no how you can believe in yourself. And when you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you. That is the reality of life. Nobody will believe in you, because if you're constantly saying that you're not good enough, you say it everywhere you find yourself. If I need somebody who is good at doing something that you can do, I definitely will not pick you, because you don't believe in yourself. You don't see yourself as good enough to be able to do a good job. So why will I give you my job? So That's it, guys. We need to begin to take these 3 steps, which I believe will help us into believing in ourselves. So first, I said those things that make you uncomfortable, those positive things that make you uncomfortable, and that you know genuinely in your heart that those things will help you to step into the next phase of your life. Begin to do those things, even though you need to start with baby steps. Begin to do those things. Number 2, stop relying on people to validate your work before you put your work out there. Begin to validate those things yourself. I'm not saying it's bad to give your work to professionals to review before you put out there, or to ask for professional advice before you put your work out there. That's not what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is that stop waiting on people to validate you or your work before you put your work or you out there. And then number 3, begin to project the right image of yourself to the world. However you want people to relate with you, however you want people to call you, to refer to you, begin to project such positive image to the world. Begin to call yourself successful, begin to call yourself beautiful, begin to call yourself brave, begin to call yourself bold. And once you project that to the world, that is how the world will see you. And then you will realize that gradually you are beginning to believe in yourself. That's all for today, guys. I hope I have not taken too much of your time, and of course do share with me in the comment section if you have ever struggled with believing in yourself and the steps you actually took to become who you are today. I'll be very happy to read from you guys. If you're yet to get a copy of my book, please go ahead and get your copies. My book is still selling on Amazon, it's selling on Barnes and Noble, it is selling on AliBreeze, A-Books, Tebiba, Lulu, files, on different platforms across the world. And if you're in Nigeria, hard copies of my book are now in Nigeria. If you need to get your copies in Nigeria, please send me a direct message on any of my social media platforms, on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp, on wherever you see me trends. Drop me a direct message and I will be very happy to ship copies of my book to you, of course at a fee. Thank you, guys. And also, I have a program coming up for those of you who don't know. There's this program I started this year. It's called the Young Black Female Achievers, where we showcase and celebrate young Black women in their 30s who have gone through challenges, but regardless, they are doing very well. They are building, castles, for themselves, and those who come after them, they are doing very well, and they are not shy to talk about themselves, to talk about their experience, just to encourage the younger ones coming behind us to do well and to do things legitimately. So this time around in 2024, we'll be celebrating new set of women, a new batch of women. And of course, if you are excited to sponsor this program, or excited to sponsor in different ways, please feel free to reach out to me. You can drop me a message, you can drop me an email using my email address. You can see here, you can drop me an email, and then we'll talk about this, or we will discuss further as you prefer. Thank you, guys. Till we see you again. It's bye from your girl Monix. Bye.